Hey guys, I am doing a pickups video for June, and I wanted to start off with a contest I won from a YouTuber by the name of Mainly Gaming. His first name's Corey. I won't say his last name, but he's a really nice guy. He did a contest for his subscribers, and I was fortunate enough to be the one that he picked to win this copy of Mega Man X. I was actually really surprised that he also gave me the nice container too. This is very very nice of him, very generous, and I really appreciate being the recipient of this game. It's a really fun game. I've played it before in the past, and I just wanted to say thanks again. Let's see. All right, some things I bought. This I picked up at the one pawn shop I like to go to, and they kind of started to have a lot of like PlayStation 2 older games. We're talking like 15 years old and more. Be $1, and that's it. So I got this for $1, and I was figuring it'd be kind of nice to pick up some of these Lego games to play with my son, who once he gets to be like 3 and 4 and 5, I'm hoping that he can play stuff like this. So for $1, it wasn't bad. I know that there's like a complete like with all the 6 games, but this is still pretty fun and easy to play. Let's see here. Part of a GameStop deal, they were doing a promotion where you could have, what was it? 4 for $20 was the deal, and so any game that was marked $9.99 or cheaper could basically be half off, and you got it for 5. But the nice thing about it, even better, was that if you're an Elite Pro member, you could get them even cheaper. So all these games were 4 for $16. They're basically $4 a piece. So getting the Elite Pro membership was actually a pretty good decision. I think this past year, I think I did it last November. So I'll probably do it again unless there's rumors that GameStop's not doing so well. But I don't know. I'm sure that they'll still be around for at least, hopefully, a few more years. Because it'll be kind of interesting to see what will happen if we lose something like that in the United States. But game I got was one of them that only cost me $4 was Rise, Son of Rome. I played maybe like the first. I can't remember if they're called like missions or episodes or whatever. I think there's maybe 8 or 10 of them, and I played through like 2. It's a fine game. I mean, $4 was really good. I wouldn't really be happy if I spent $60 on it, but it's a very basic combat game, but it's still pretty good though. You can't expect like you can't expect it to be like on par with like Witcher 3 or Fallout 4, like games that are really in depth. It's pretty basic. And I think it was a launch title too. So this was one I was interested in for quite a while, and I'm glad I got it. I'll probably go back to it eventually. These Call of Duty games, not too real wild about. I've tried playing like a mission of this, and I was just like really not impressed. But again, for $4, it may be just one of those games where I tried it and I put it on the pile to eventually try to purge. But yeah, Advanced Warfare. Another one I got was Star Fox Zero. This was also $9.99, so it meets that requirement, and so I got it for $4. I haven't played it yet, but with some of the reviews I know some people really badmouth this game, but I also watched some reviews of people really trying to promote it and support it. So I don't know. I hope I can get a chance to at least try it. There's a lot of games to play with what I have here, so hopefully I'll get around to it. And then another one that I got last was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which I haven't tried that yet, but I don't know. It's definitely not like on my top of the list to play, but hopefully I will get around to it and it won't just sit. But again, for $4, it's worth it. It's worth the gamble. I bought this as a pre-order. This is my fourth Switch game that I own, and I'm happy that I got it as a pre-order. It was $29.99, then because of Amazon, it was $23.99 because of the Amazon Prime. I originally had it pre-ordered for PlayStation 4, but I'm glad I actually canceled the pre-order and then I got it for the Switch. So it's a good indie adventure game, and it really works well as a on the go on the Switch type of game rather than sitting in front of the TV needing to play it. So I hope to keep trying to beat it throughout the summer, but it's definitely like a worthy good Switch game because it's not really, it's a very beautiful game, but it's not like pushing the graphics, which I usually would probably prefer like on my PlayStation 4 or my Xbox One. So I think my Switch is going to be more of my go-to for like indie games that I can play kind of on the go. It's kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of torn because my PlayStation 4 collection has really become something that I really it's one of my favorite, becoming one of my favorite systems. But the Switch is very convenient too. So it'll be interesting to see how many games that I pre-order and buy in the future, at least in the next year, end up being on the Switch. All right. Speaking of my PlayStation 4 collection, I had some more worthy games, I would say. Although this one I'm not real too. I'm kind of on the fence as far as what my opinion is of it. This is a limited run game, and it's I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it is kind of like an action beat 'em up game. It was one that I was interested in when I had heard that it was going to go on sale. But I let it go and I didn't buy it. I got this off of eBay, and I think I got it for around like $18 or $19. So I'm much happier to just wait and see how things pan out once it's been out for a few months. And I don't know, for $18, $19, I think it's okay, but I would have been pretty disappointed if I would have spent 30 some bucks on it. And it's it's a pretty bland game. If you're like into what are they called? Like the hack and slash Dynasty Warriors type style games, then I'm sure you'd probably be interested in it. But it's a very bland game. It doesn't have much of a storyline to it. That at least as far as what I could pick up on. Let's see here. Keep moving here. Picked up Absolver from Special Reserve Games. This one was a part of a flash sale that I was just lucky enough to take advantage of. I think like the regular price was $24.99 plus shipping for like the longest time for like months, and then they had a flash sale just randomly, and it was marked down to $10 plus shipping. So it was like $13 or $14 total to get this. It's still, I haven't played it yet, but I thought that was a really good deal. It was a game that I'm just interested in. I'm pretty sure you can play it offline. That's what I'm hoping. I don't really have any interest in playing it online, but I don't know. We shall see how it goes. A game that has really been on my radar for a long time, and I'm glad it came out, is the game called Ruiner. And this is one of the few games in this pile of games that I have here that I actually have beat. Um, it's an awesome game. I actually could see myself probably replaying it. It's got an awesome style to it. It's got good music. Um, it's kind of like a Blade Runner vibe to it, and just the music, the soundtrack is so good. I know that um, sometimes like when I'm getting ready in the morning, I listen to like video game soundtracks, and this is one that I've been listening to for at least a few weeks now, and it's really good. I think I've become more of a believer that like soundtracks and games really make or break a game and really influence like the person that plays it, their overall opinion of it. And the music in this game is awesome. If you get a chance to pick it up like secondhand or on eBay or something, you should. It's definitely one of my most impressed games that I've played this year so far, even though we're only about halfway done the year. Um, Another game that I picked up. This is a limited run game called Skyforce Anniversary, and story behind this. I didn't buy it when it first went up for sale, and then it was sold out, and I just was fine with that. I didn't really want to pay it up front. I was hoping that I could get it later when the price would go down, but it did not seem like the price was going down because a lot of it has to do with shoot 'em ups tend to hold their value, and I mean it might not become like $100 game, but it'll probably it was staying relatively to what the cost was at the beginning, around of $35, maybe even a little bit higher. So Limited Run had another kind of like a purge sale where they were just trying to get rid of some inventory that they advertised on their Twitter. So I just went on their website to see what they had, and they had this, and I just didn't really think very much about it. I just said I would just go ahead and get it, and I'm happy I did. It's a good shooter. It's got a great mechanic where it makes you have the desire to continue to play the game and do the same missions over and over again. But it's not. There's nothing bad about that because it like makes you have objectives as far as what you're trying to do in those missions, which I think is a great concept. I wish that more shooters will copy off that idea, because a lot of times when I play shooters, it's just like, okay, I'm just playing this to survive and see how far I can get. But with this, it's more about like try to complete the mission with destroying 70% of the enemies, or trying to save like people that are on the ground, and make sure you save all of them before you reach the end of the mission. So it's like it's a very well designed game that makes you want to keep playing, and the more you play, the more you can improve your aircraft. It's a really good game. I'm very impressed, and I actually hope that the Skyforce Reloaded gets a physical release too, because I would definitely get that. All right, a game that I was real kind of happy to hear that this was going to be kind of updated, but wasn't real too wild about the way that it looked, and the music was kind of disappointing based on the original. I hold the original very high regard, just because it's a really good Super Nintendo game. But when I saw an opportunity to pick this up, it costs like, I don't really understand why it was the price it was, but there's a website. I think it's a United Kingdom based website called Base.com. And if you never heard of it, you should check it out. Some games they're going to be listed in, I think it's in euros. I don't remember exactly what the currency was, but when you do when you convert the currencies to United States dollars, this costs around, I think it was 20, somewhere between $20 and $22 shipped, which is awesome because if you go to GameStop, it's not that low. So they had copies on base.com, and I just went ahead and got this. I think I purchased it back in May, like early May, and then it shipped to my house in early June. So I've had this for a little while. I played this a good bit. I think I probably put in about 3 hours. The one thing that I really do like about this version is that it does save states. It just constantly is saving your game, and I think if you die, you go back to like the checkpoint. So that's one really nice thing that's updated for this game, which is not the case for like the old Super Nintendo version, which I think on my version of my Super Nintendo Secret of Mana, I think the battery is no longer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's dried up, but it is nice to play this updated version of a game that's just really nice. Beautiful artwork, and then I have it in like a little plastic container. This plastic container actually came in with this game, but I just changed it and swapped it out with this because I just like I said, Secret of Mana is just a very nostalgic game. All right, at this pawn shop I go to, this was another one that was marked as $1, and I couldn't pass it up because I don't think I have this game, but it's only like a sleeve version of it. So I wanted to like get the updated version and then have it in a case. So for $1, I didn't want to hesitate to just leave it there. So for $1, Batman Origins. Let's see here. A few other games that I got with the 4 for 20 deal at GameStop are these three here, and then I also picked up Earth's Dawn. Earth's Dawn is a side-scrolling beat 'em up for the PlayStation 4. So for $4, not bad. And then each one of these games individually $4. Never played the Kingdom Hearts games, but I just figured that I was looking for. I think I picked up these two games, and I was looking for two others that I could just pick up and add to the deal to get them for 16 total, and that's what I got. So that is the last of the games, but I do have one more thing to show. Alright, so it seems like it's been a trend that I've been showing consoles on some of these pickup videos I've been doing, and this is one that ranks pretty high up on my list as far as consoles that I've wanted for a very long time. And this is the bag that comes with the PS1 with LCD screen. So this is what I got from a Facebook deal where a woman was advertising this. I really don't know much of the story behind why she was selling it. She told me she was moving, and I think this might have been something that she just totally forgot she had. So she advertised it for $30. There were some games in with it. Nothing really special. Like one of the games I had here was Frogger, and there was like no case. So she definitely wasn't using it for like heavy RPG playing or anything like that. But it's in pretty good shape, especially for $30. It was awesome. And I think one of the you gotta love that sound. I've always wanted this system. Ever since I think it was probably like a good 7-8 years ago. I went to a flea market and found one of these. A guy wanted $10 for it, and like at that time, in around like 2010, I got Resident Evil 2 booting up here. Hopefully it's not too loud. A guy wanted $10 for one of these, and I just back in like 2010 ish, 2009, I just was like thinking I probably would never play this, and not really impressed with. I was more thinking about newer technology, and so I just regret not getting something like this for $10. And luckily for me, it came back as an opportunity, and just paid a little bit more. But at $30 is still a really awesome deal, considering how I think a lot of them I've seen are going for upwards of like 75 to $100. So yeah, so I'm real glad I got this. I know that it'll probably force me to play more of my PlayStation games, which is one of my collections that I'm really very fond of. I have a lot of really good RPGs for the PlayStation 1, so it will be something I probably use a lot more now to play my games. So, alright, let me know what you think, guys. I will catch you later.